Constructing the Built Environment, due 10th of July 2020. So this work is actually a repeat of the assessment task I asked you to complete roughly 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, only a handful of students completed this task, which meant appropriate feedback could not be given. So if you have completed that assessment task, this work does not apply to you. Instead, there is a quiz for you to complete on Show My Homework. But for the rest of you, this work is an assessment task. It must be completed in order to continue. The purpose of this task is to show your teacher whether you understand metrics and drawing and scale. This is an important skill that you will be using in Year 10, which is why it's being covered now. So what am I doing this week? This week you will be designing your dream home. To do this, you need to know how to convert meters into millimeters and how to accurately draw a scaled plan, which is what we're going to go over. So task 1, and this will take you roughly 5 minutes, look at the following resources to help you with your assessment task. If you skip them, you will not know what to do. So just a reminder, metrics, that's what we use to measure things. And when we are marking out materials, we work in millimeters. Sometimes though, we are tempted to work in centimeters because we feel like it might be a bit easier. So if you look at the image of the rule at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a big black arrow that's pointing to some little parallel black lines. Every black line on this rule is 1 millimeter. To change a millimeter into centimeters, you divide by 10. So for example, 12 millimeters would be 1.2 centimeters. To change a centimeter into millimeters, you times by 10. So for example, 614.3 centimeters would turn into 6,143 millimeters. Metrics. Plans are drawn in millimeters, but the measurements are labelled in meters as they represent such large scales. Part of your task will be to convert meters to millimeters. However, it might be easier for you to convert meters into centimeters first and then convert them into millimeters. To convert meters into centimeters, times the meter number by 100. For example, 5 meters equals 500 centimeters. To convert meters into millimeters, times the meter number by 1,000. For example, 5 meters equals 5,000 millimeters. What else do I need to know before I can design my dream home? You need to have an understanding as to what meters actually looks like and how much space you would need in order to live comfortably. So task 2, which will take roughly 10 minutes, is to watch the attached YouTube video on Show My Homework, which shows you what comfortable living actually looks like. Task 3. There are 2 parts here and it'll take you roughly 15 minutes, maybe a couple minutes more. So part 1, draw a rough plan of what your dream home would look like. It can have as many floors as you want and as many rooms as you want. And if you're stuck for ideas, there are some suggestions below. So you could have a game room, a walk-in wardrobe, a library, whether that's for books or console games, sports storage, a garage for all your sports cars and mopeds and BMX bikes, whatever else you have, or even a little workshop. This is the second part of task 3. So here you're going to add the room sizes in meters on the rough plan that you would like to draw to scale. So if you've got 5 floors for your dream home, you only need to do this to 1 floor. So the floor that you're actually going to draw out accurately into a scale plan. So when you're adding these meters onto your plan, think back to the comfortable living video and how much space you think that room would require. Task 4 will take you 10 minutes and it's to watch a YouTube video that shows you how to set up your page in order for you to draw your accurate scale plan of one of the floors of your dream home. So this can be done on A4 or A3 paper. The choice is entirely yours. All you'll need is a pencil, a ruler and an eraser in case you make any mistakes. Assessment task. So this will take you 1 hour. It might take you a little bit longer, and that is absolutely fine. Using the page you have just set up, draw your chosen plan to a scale that fits the paper you've chosen to work on. So for example, you might decide that every 10 millimeters is 1 meter, or you might decide that every 20 millimeters is 1 meter. So for example, if you had a room that was 3 meters by 3 meters, if you're working on a scale of 10 millimeters equals 1 meter, then you would draw that room so it's 30 millimeters by 30 millimeters. Now that might be hard to visualize, so what you can do before you actually start your accurate scale drawing, you could just do a couple practices, maybe draw out the whole thing quite roughly to see if you think it looks right. Again, the choice is yours, but the Setting Up the Page YouTube video, that will also help you decide what scale will be most suitable. And then each room or area must be labelled to show the correct size in meters. Okay, so you're going to label them in meters. So even though you've drawn it out to a millimeter type scale, you're going to draw the actual room sizes in meters, as if it was a real floor plan that someone could follow to build this floor. And then the work is being assessed, guys, so it has to be submitted on Show My Homework, please and thank you. So this is just a waggle. This waggle has been drawn to a scale of 1 to 50, so it means that the plan is 50 times smaller than the meter measurements. Okay, so this is the ground floor of my own dream home, and you can see that I have drawn it in millimeters. So I've drawn it so every 10 millimeters equals half a meter. Or every 20 millimeters equals 1 meter, so that it fit on my A4 page quite beautifully, quite nicely. And I used the grid on the sides to help draw out all my lines and keep them parallel, just like the YouTube video shows you. And this is a student waggle that I wanted you to see. So this is one of the assessment pieces that was submitted. You can see here it shows each room clearly. All the areas have been labelled in meters, and it really does look fairly accurate. You can see that a ruler or even a piece of paper has been used to keep the lines straight and parallel, and it is absolutely excellent effort, so well done. Here you can see another student waggle. This waggle has been drawn on A4 line paper, as you can clearly see. Each room has been labelled and the dimensions added, which is absolutely fantastic. And you can also see that at the bottom, they've also included a scale for you to see that every 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters equals 4 meters. So thank you so much. This is fantastic effort. Here we have another waggle, which includes the challenge task, which was to add the doors and the windows as well. Again, amazing effort from you, so thank you so much. Each room is labelled, the measurements are on the side of the plan, and you can see that it contains the doors. It shows the direction of which they're opening outwards and the type of windows. And we also have another scale at the top which shows that every 1 meter equals 20 millimeters or 2 meters. So again, thank you so much. This is absolutely fantastic work.